Everyone, we're just hoping we can assemble. There are some seats left, and we'll start in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Well, good morning. You all followed my orders so well. We have to wait until exactly 10:30 because this is also being live streamed. So I guess this is where I say at ease. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone on a beautiful summer morning in Calgary. Thank you for joining us today. My name is John Osler, and I'm pleased to be joined today by Heather Culbert and Deborah Yedlin, and together we are honored to be the three co-chairs of the Own Cancer campaign. We are so thrilled to be here this morning with you to share in this historic and transformational funding announcement for this new, spectacular, and world-class cancer center. We're here alongside members of the Alberta Cancer Foundation, Alberta Health Services, and the University of Calgary. As we begin, I know you will join me in acknowledging the traditional territories of the peoples of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot First Nation tribes of Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Stoney Nakoda First Nations tribes of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley, and the Tsutena First Nation. The City of Calgary is also homeland to the historic Northwest Métis and to Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. So honored to welcome all of you here this morning. I have a couple of safety messages. This is still a live construction site, so I've been asked to tell you that in the event of an emergency or an alarm, we'll exit through the doors really quickly through which we entered and meet at the muster point in parking lot 8A, which is across the street. Part of the safety announcement also says that the bathrooms are located at the back of the room to the right. I'm not sure what that has to do with safety or construction, but that's where they are. So, in addition to today's speakers, whom I'll list in a moment, we're honored by the presence of a number of special guests, including Dr. Luann Metz, the MLA for this riding, Calgary Varsity, Mark Herman, the Chair of the Board of Governors, the University of Calgary, Dr. Chris Eagle, who is the Board Chair of the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and several other members of the Alberta Cancer Foundation as well. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Honorable Jason Copping. He wasn't able to be here today. He's the former MLA for this riding, and as many of you know, the previous Minister of Health, whose support of this center was both generous and strong. And I want to acknowledge all of you, our special and golden friends, who have been such a critical part of this journey. We have several speakers with us today to share in this announcement and talk more about the immense impact it'll have on cancer care and research in Calgary and across our province. There will be a time for for photos and media interviews at the conclusion of the announcement. And joining me for today's program will be the Honorable Adriana LaGrange, Minister of Health for the Government of Alberta, Mauro Kies, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Alberta Health Services, Lauren Jacobson, the Vice Chairman and Co-Founder of Tri-West Capital Partners, Dr. Todd Anderson, the Dean of the Cummings School of Medicine here at the University of Calgary, Claudine Tuttle, an oncology nurse at the Tom Baker Cancer Center, Wendy Beauchesne, the Chief Executive Officer of the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and Lauren Miller, a cancer patient and a City of Calgary firefighter. Permit me to say that this is a very special moment for our city, our province, and in my opinion, our country for what we have built here. And it's a very special moment for many of us who have been working on the Own Cancer campaign for several years. And I should say that Heather Culbert and I led various groups who have been working to see this center come to life for well over a decade. And I want you to know that for us, it's personal. Heather has been a cancer patient. Deborah lost her mother to cancer, and I still see my cancer doctor every 3 months. But everyone here today has felt the impact of cancer, either personally or because of a mom or a dad, a brother or a sister, a relative or a friend. And just today, 60 Albertans will be diagnosed with cancer. That's in addition to the 60 who were diagnosed yesterday, and the 60 who will be diagnosed tomorrow, and the day after that, and so on. And half of us will face a cancer diagnosis in our lifetime. So this center embodies the hope for the future and better outcomes for families like Heather's, Deb's, mine, and yours. It will make the lives of cancer patients and their families better, and that's all it was ever about. So this incredible center, all of its potential, would not have been possible without the tremendous support of various governments of Alberta who shared our dream and understood the vision for this center and the help it will provide to the people of this city and this province. And I'm now honored to invite the Honorable Adriana LaGrange, Minister of Health for the Alberta Government, to the podium to share some details, the details you've all been waiting for about today's announcement.
Thank you so very much. And thank you to the Alberta Cancer Foundation and the Own Cancer Campaign for inviting me here today. It's incredibly inspiring to be in this exemplary, beautiful, gorgeous, I had a tour before we gathered here this morning, and I can't say enough about it. This building is so new and so full of potential. It is quite something to look around this place and think about what will happen within these walls. There will be some very tough times, full of uncertainty, but there will also be life-changing and life-saving breakthroughs. From the beginning, this place was designed to support and attract some of the best cancer researchers around. Even in just the past 6 years since the groundbreaking ceremony, there have been great strides made in cancer research. Scientific innovation has resulted in targeted treatment options that were just a pipe dream not long ago. This is what we want, and this is what Albertans deserve. This place has over 100,000 square feet of dedicated research space. And I have no doubt that the kind of research that will be done here will go on to benefit not only Albertans, but also the world at large, helping everyone that is dealing with a cancer diagnosis. Because even in the most high-tech laboratories and research spaces, it is most important to remember that people are still at the heart of it all. As someone who has firsthand experienced the terrifying diagnosis of eye cancer, and I have my own stories. I lost both my father when I was 15 to his second bout of cancer, and my sister at the age of 29 to cancer. And as I've indicated, my own eye cancer journey, I would like to implore the researchers and doctors to never, ever forget who they are doing this for. That is one of the reasons I believe this donation from the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation is such a perfect match. Not only is the foundation dedicated to improving the lives of people in Calgary, Alberta, and beyond, but one of the foundation's goals is to support advancements made in medicine, and in particular to accelerate medical research. And accelerate we must. For many, a cure for cancer cannot be found quickly enough. And that is why I'm so pleased to announce that the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation has donated $50 million to the Own Cancer Campaign. With this gift, the Calgary Cancer Centre will now be known as the Arthur J. E. Child Comprehensive Cancer Centre, or the Arthur Child for short. This historic, yes, definitely deserves another clap, absolutely. This historic donation, the largest gift for cancer care and research in our province's history, hits very close to home for me, as I've indicated already. And I believe, as I look around this room, and as I hear stories such as I've heard, that it hits very close to home for most of you as well. The concept of hope is a very important thing for anyone who has encountered cancer. This gift will go a long way in the search for treatments and cures and create many reasons to have hope. My sincerest thanks go to the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation, the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and the Own Cancer Campaign for making this happen. It's an exciting day and indeed a most wonderful day to be able to bring hope to many Albertans. I can't thank all of you enough because all of you have taken part in making this happen. So thank you so very much on behalf of our government and everyone in the province of Alberta. God bless you all. Thank you.
Arthur J. E. Child was a man who loved Calgary and always looked for ways to give back to his community. He was a successful businessman, a leader within Calgary's economic landscape, and CEO of one of the largest consumer goods companies in Western Canada. Arthur was a global citizen dedicated to philanthropy. His generosity extended from Calgary to countries around the world, supporting his many areas of interest, including the arts, medical research, family programs, and education. In 1997, the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation was created.
Well, Art was a wonderful philanthropist, but he just didn't give money. He gave ideas. He participated, and it all was an outgrowth of his caring about people and caring about the community.
We try to help those who don't have enough, and Mr. Child and his foundation have supported that work, whether it was helping with our family food banks or our shelters or even our hospice. He's always been there to help us.
Together with the partnership of the Child Foundation, we were able to assist 15 South Sudanese doctors that were here in Canada to be able to return to their homeland and increase significantly the capacity to deliver medical services to this country.
We're now at a stage where we're looking for significant projects that can continue the legacy of Mr. Child in a way that he would be proud of, as it serves people, improves science, and generally improves the lives of the people that were in his community. We at the foundation thought that the Cancer Center was a unique opportunity to do that. We thought it was a perfect match.
The Alberta Cancer Foundation, Alberta Health Services, and the University of Calgary are pleased to announce a historic and transformational $50 million donation from the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation, and are thrilled to announce that the Cancer Center is now officially named the Arthur J.E. Child Comprehensive Cancer Center.
The Calgary Cancer Center is a landmark, once-in-a-lifetime event for us in Calgary, a $1.5 billion commitment to the people of Southern Alberta and cancer care in Alberta overall.
So part of what this will allow us to do is to recruit the best and the brightest from wherever they could be. That's important for our faculty, right? We want them to stay here and to build the community here. But it's also important to be able to attract the best and the brightest trainees. We are actually a training ground for physicians and scientists across the world.
What a wonderful opportunity. These magnitudes of gift do not happen very often. So this will be a fundamental gift that will, in fact, put the comprehensive nature into the Calgary Comprehensive Cancer Center.
We really want to thank the trustees of the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation for choosing the Cancer Center as a way to honor Mr. Child's remarkable legacy. And with 1 in 2 Albertans expected to face a cancer diagnosis in their lifetime, we really want to thank the trustees for their incredible leadership and their vision to help create a brighter future for people facing cancer.
Arthur J.E. Child, Calgary can't thank you enough.
Well, I guess I should say welcome to the Arthur J.E. Child Comprehensive Cancer Center. The largest gift to cancer care and research in Alberta's history. We should all let the magnitude of that sink in for a moment, because the impact this donation will have on generations of Albertans facing a cancer diagnosis defies imagination. It's limitless. But one thing we know for sure is those cancer patients will be surrounded by some of the best care providers in the world. And here to thank the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation personally, I'd like to invite to the stage Mauro Kies, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Alberta Health Services. Mauro.
Thanks very much, John. Thank you, Minister LaGrange. Good morning, everybody. It is so great to be here today Had the honor of touring this facility in many levels during its construction. To see it where it's at today and then mark it with this occasion of an incredible gift is just such an honor to be here. With this gift, we're going to be able to transform the lives of so many patients and their families and our staff. So I'd like to begin by expressing our deepest appreciation to the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation, which made this possible. As you saw in the video, our largest donation in AHS history. As we know, we need to look forward to the aspects of the needs of many of our patients, from their physical to mental and spiritual needs. With this gift, we're going to be able to provide comprehensive care to our patients and the families that they deserve. This world-class facility will be a place of innovation, a place of research, keeping Alberta at the forefront of cancer care, research, and treatment. Access to the latest technology and resources is going to enable our staff to deliver personalized care and treatment plans like none other, tailored to each patient's needs. And we'll be able to provide support services such as counseling, therapy, help to patients and their families to help navigate the challenges of the horrors of cancer treatment. And we'll be able to provide support services through other means through this new facility as well, offering other amenities such as healing gardens, meditation rooms, and promote emotional and spiritual well-being. With brighter and larger spaces, the center will be providing a better environment for healing and spiritual wellness. Patients will have access to private rooms that's going to provide them with peace and tranquility while they heal. Our patients will have a comfortable space to receive treatments with plenty of natural lights and calming views, as you can see. And I want to take a moment to thank the provincial government, the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and the University of Calgary, who have been instrumental in helping us achieve this goal. And of course, I want to express our heartfelt appreciation to our staff who work tirelessly every day to provide exceptional care and support to our patients. This donation is an incredible milestone for Alberta Health Services. It's not just a gift to our organization, but it's a gift to everyone in Alberta. To Arthur J.E. Child Foundation, we want to thank you for your support and commitment to cancer care in Alberta. And now I would like to ask Lauren Jacobson, the lead trustee for the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation, and Minister LaGrange to join me on stage.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for joining us in this celebration of the generosity of a dear man and the incredible opportunity we've been given to join his legacy with the launch of the Calgary Cancer Centre. Together, we will take the fight against cancer through leading-edge research, state-of-the-art technology, and improved patient care to a new level of accomplishment and hope. As Arthur J.E. Child passed away nearly 27 years ago, some of you in this room may not have had the privilege of meeting the man. Accordingly, allow me to describe him to you so we can all appreciate the man whose legacy will now include the naming of this wonderful facility. Mr. Child was born in 1910 in Guildford, England, and moved with his family to the small town of Gananoque, Ontario, as a small child. He was an industrious young man, and he graduated from Queen's University with a degree in languages while also attending Canadian military officer training. He then began what would become an illustrious career in the food business as an office clerk at Canada Packers, now called Maple Leaf Foods, and quickly rose to chief auditor and then vice president and secretary-treasurer, while concurrently obtaining his Master of Economics from the University of Toronto. In 1960, Mr. Child moved to Saskatoon to become the president of Intercontinental Packers, where he tripled the size of that business before he was recruited to become the president and chief executive officer of the Burns Foods group of companies in Calgary. He turned around the struggling fortunes of that historic franchise, and for nearly 3 decades, he led the largest food conglomerate in Western Canada, eventually becoming its majority shareholder. His disciplined focus, relentless work ethic, and his passion and demand for excellence created the corporate world persona that Mr. Child was only and all about business. But just below the surface was a man who possessed great capacity for doing good in the world. As his lawyer and subsequently his business partner, I got to see how Mr. Child privately enjoyed his ability to tangibly help random people when he came across their needs. And he generously supported various organizations and causes that he judged to be effective in doing good for his neighbors and for society as a whole. His demonstrated care and concern for others was recognized with a variety of appointments and public acknowledgments, including receipt of 3 honorary doctorates and his investiture as an officer of the Order of Canada in 1985. He also became a staunch advocate for his adopted homeland of Western Canada, and he co-founded the Canada West Foundation, the respected public policy think tank we know today, and served as its chairman from its inception in 1993 until 1994, 21 years later. He remained a vigorous business leader and philanthropist well into his 80s. In fact, he also has the distinction of being the oldest pilot to be allowed, against his doctor's advice, to fly in a B-52 bomber and then an F-16 fighter jet at Maxwell Air Force Base in Alabama in his mid-80s. In fact, Peter C. Newman recounts the experience in his book, The Canadian Establishment, that apparently when a young lieutenant was strapping Mr. Child into his flight suit and whatnot, he then proceeded to start to explain to him how the ejection seat worked. And Mr. Child told him, young fellow at my age, if this thing gets into trouble, I'm just riding her down. Mr. Child had no children, and upon his passing in 1996, the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation was endowed with the bulk of his estate under the stewardship of Ron Jackson, David Elton, and myself, with advice on medical matters from Dr. Martin Atkinson. As trustees, we have used our personal familiarity with Mr. Child to make hundreds of charitable grants over the past 27 years, totaling nearly $100 million that we believe faithfully supports his interests and his legacy. And now we come to today's present celebration. Exactly 1 year ago, I had a chance encounter with Jelaine Perman, a board member of the Alberta Cancer Foundation. She apprised me of the Own Cancer campaign that was underway to facilitate critical components of the new Calgary Cancer Centre that would be essential to its success as a preeminent comprehensive cancer centre, and that would attract world-renowned scientists and researchers and acquire state-of-the-art technology for diagnosis and treatment to dramatically improve patient care and medical outcomes. I informed her about the quiet commitment of the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation to fund medical advancements that directly benefit patient care and medical outcomes. I described our foundational support since 1999 for the Prostate Cancer Centre and for our long-time continued endowment of a chair in rheumatology at the Cummings School of Medicine, and our sponsored cardiology fellowships for the past 10 years at the Libman Institute at the Foothills Hospital. Jelaine, to her credit, quickly thereafter directed the very capable and persuasive fundraising team from ACF to our door. We know that the Arthur J. E. Child Comprehensive Cancer Centre is exactly the model of excellence, diligence, and focused resources that Mr. Child would have admired, and the integration of research, education, technology, and compassionate care that will tangibly and remarkably benefit the people facing the threat of cancer in our community is exactly the force for good that Mr. Child would have gladly sponsored. It is our privilege to stand with the Alberta Cancer Foundation, Alberta Health Services, and the University of Calgary in their fight to own cancer. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you, Lauren, and thank you and the other trustees for this truly incredible gift. For those of you who have spent time at the Tom Baker, if you remember it, it's just across the parking lot over there. I don't need to tell you the different feeling you get when you walk into this incredible new space through those brand new doors. There's 1.3 million square feet of space in this facility. That makes it 7 times larger than the Tom Baker. In fact, the research space in this building alone is larger than the footprint of the entire Tom Baker. There are massive opportunities for research at the Arthur J.E. Child Comprehensive Cancer Center, and ultimately to benefit Alberta's cancer patients. And I'd like to welcome Dr. Todd Anderson to talk about that. Todd, as you know, is the Dean of the Cummings School of Medicine here at the University of Calgary.
Well, thank you, John, very much for that. It is my absolute thrill to be here representing the University of Calgary. I see colleagues and friends and community sponsors and donors and our partners that made this happen. It is an incredible day. I am not prone to hyperbole, but this is a legacy, once-in-a-lifetime gift that will change the landscape of cancer in our city and beyond. The Child Foundation has been actively involved in our community. I've known Lauren and Ron, and thanks to them and the foundation for their sponsorship of fellowships in cardiology, the rheumatology chair, that have made huge differences. And this expands upon that many-fold. That collaboration is absolutely outstanding, and that is why Calgary is a place that people want to be and people want to live. And that level of commitment on behalf of the foundation is truly fantastic. So thank you to the trustees who have been shepherding this for the last 27 years, and we're deeply appreciative. The building, as you see here, is an AHS building, and we're delighted as the university to be partners and to help in the mission of providing great clinical care, teaching the next generation of healthcare professionals, and the research aspect that is so vital. Great clinical care requires great research, and on behalf of Dawn and Jen and the entire research team in the oncology space, they are absolutely thrilled to be able to get in here and do all the things that they wanted to do. Healthcare is a team sport. Cancer, no more than anything else. This isn't just about medicine. I represent the Faculty of Medicine, but all of the faculties at the University of Calgary that provide healthcare are going to be using this building, learning, training, and doing research. Nursing, social work, kinesiology, vet medicine. This is a place where collaborative care occurs, and cancer requires that. And it is absolutely our thrill at the university to be involved with many faculties around that. We view this as a model of transdisciplinary investment and care. And what we mean by that is that we will take all of these individuals for the cancer journey to occur. Discovery research requires biomedical engineers and biochemists and pharmacists and pharmacologists and basic scientists, translational scientists, epidemiologists, and those studying psychosocial oncology, so we can provide expertise and information for the entire cancer journey. The gift from the Child Foundation will be used in 3 main areas. Precision oncology, the right treatment for the right patient at the right time. Cancer is the leader in that. By profiling different genes and imaging, as we can create the best individual care for those people. Secondly, for people to attract and retain. I think of this as both a magnet and Velcro. The magnet is pulling people to Calgary, so we have the best care providers here, and keeping people. When our researchers get to be really good, other universities come knocking on the door, and with a facility like this, why would they go anywhere else if we have all of the opportunities for them here? And that's super important so that we can maintain the best quality of clinical care based on the research. Cancer affects all of us. As you've heard, 50% of people will have a cancer diagnosis themselves, and every single one of you have been touched by this with your family. And that's why the Own Cancer campaign has been so remarkable with respect to the partnership between the Cancer Foundation, Alberta Health Services and the Health Foundation and the University of Calgary's team. This is the naming donor gift, but the donations that have come in to date have been absolutely revolutionary as well. And our job is not finished here. So just because we have the name on the wall doesn't mean you can put your checkbooks away, as we want people to get out there and continue to support. Alberta Health Services owns this building, the government paid for it, but the excellence that will occur in here is as a result of the community. The $250+ million that have been raised will take us from very good to absolutely outstanding, and I'm thrilled to see what that journey provides. Thank you everybody for coming today, and we appreciate all the support.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. You know, as magnificent as this building is, what matters the most for people facing cancer, both now and in the future, are the clinical and research teams who will work together within these walls, always striving to improve the care that cancer patients in Calgary and our province receive. And those of you who have been treated by the incredible clinicians at the Tom Baker know that for generations we have been blessed with the best care anywhere. So I'd like to invite to join me on the stage oncology nurse Claudine Tuttle to say a few words about what this center will mean for our vital clinical teams and the patients they care for. Claudine.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Claudine. I've been an oncology nurse for my entire career of 30 years. I came into oncology nursing accidentally, just looking for any work I could get, as nursing jobs were scarce at that time. I started working on a unit that had some hematology beds. That was my start in oncology, and I haven't looked back. Over the years, I have worked in many oncology units, both inpatient and outpatient, across the country, and have been at the systemic therapy unit at the Tom Baker Cancer Center for over 7 years now. It's been incredibly rewarding, and I can't imagine working in any other area of nursing. Although some days can be pretty tough, this has been my dream job. I often have people ask me why I do this kind of work. Isn't it depressing? The truth is, working with cancer patients is the exact opposite of depressing. So many patients have touched my life, and I love the relationships that develop over the many months and sometimes even years that our patients come for treatment. Their strength and courage in the face of a cancer diagnosis are inspiring, and it's an honor to witness and be part of the ups and downs of their cancer journey. It's a reminder every day to live in the present and cherish every moment. Over the course of my career as an oncology nurse, I have seen many changes in cancer treatment and patient care, and it's exciting to see this new cancer center coming together with a real focus on the patient experience. It's exciting that we will have all of cancer care under one roof. I am especially looking forward to having oncology-specific emergency care and possibly even a short-stay unit for outpatients needing a little extra support. The beautiful spaces inside and out, the natural light, and the artwork will provide comfort to our patients as they go through their treatments. Even things like more parking will improve the experience and remove unnecessary stressors on treatment days. The extra space and the little details that were patient designed will go a long way in making patients feel safe and cared for, and that they are in good hands. When I was asked to speak here today about what this new cancer center means to me, my colleagues, and our patients, I started thinking about what our patients have been saying over the past several months. They're always asking, when are you moving to the new building? When do you get this new amazing workspace? It's going to be so great for you. What I have come to realize is that they're not thinking about themselves coming to this cancer center. When I ask my patients what it means to them, what I keep hearing is that they don't even want to come here. They hope to never set foot in this new cancer center. They don't want to see it. When our patients come for their last day of chemo, there is often a feeling of celebration, happiness, and relief. There are hugs, sometimes some gifts, and a few tears are shed. And when patients are leaving the systemic therapy unit for the last time, we often hear them say, I hope I never see you again. Ultimately, that is what this new cancer center means to me, to give our future cancer patients the hope that they can come here, benefit from everything we have to offer, the cutting-edge research, the best treatments, the feeling of being in good hands, the comforts and the caring, and then have the chance to walk out that door and never have to step foot in this building again because they are out there living their lives without cancer. Thank you so much to all of our donors for helping make this building a reality so we can continue to provide the best care we can to all of our patients experiencing cancer. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudine. I'd now like to call upon someone who inspires all of us on the OWN campaign and me personally every day to continue the pursuit of the objectives of our campaign and the pursuit of a better future for cancer patients and our families. She does incredible work. She really is our leader, and it's a pleasure for me both to call her a friend and to work with her on this project. Please welcome Wendy Beauchesne, the Chief Executive Officer of the Alberta Cancer Foundation.
Thank you, John. Now, it is such a pleasure to be here today, and I think I have the second best job of the day. I'll give top honors to the minister for making that awesome announcement, but I think I have the second best task because I get to introduce our next speaker. First, I want to thank the trustees of the Arthur J.E. Child Foundation for your leadership and your commitment to wanting to make life better for cancer patients now and in the future. And when we were chatting with Lauren about who should be here to celebrate this historic day, two groups kept bubbling up. And the first is, of course, the researchers and healthcare teams who will work within this building. And I think, Claudine, you did a great job of representing your colleagues. Thank you for that. And there's also many other researchers and oncologists and nurses in the audience today. Thank you for coming. And I understand there's also watch parties at the Tom Baker, at the Holy Cross, and at the Cummings School of Medicine. So hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. The second group was, of course, those people who've heard those three words, you have cancer. And we're really fortunate to have members of the Patient and Family Advisory Council here today who've been instrumental in the planning and design of this facility since day one. Thank you for joining. And many of you who are in the audience, frankly, far too many, who have faced a cancer diagnosis or are facing a cancer diagnosis. So in a room full of VIPs, it's my true pleasure to introduce today's very important patient. Take a look.
When you're in the fire department or you're a first responder, you're often exposed to life-changing events for the people that you're trying to help. You're on scene at a call, you can see the look in someone's face when you tell them that news that, you know, their loved one hasn't made it or their son has passed away, and you see that look in their eyes. The sounds that they make and all the associated, you know, actions and stuff like that. I was now making those sounds and actions and giving that look to the doctor, and I was the one who had received that life-altering news. My thoughts immediately went from that to, geez, how am I going to share this with my family? I can't protect them from this. That was the worst part about it, knowing that my family was here and I was going to have to deliver that news that was just delivered to me, and it's going to change their lives forever. I got the call from the nurse, and all she could really tell me was that they've identified a problem and the doctor's going to call me the following day to discuss it. In a cancer patient's world, when you get one of those calls, your mind starts spinning immediately, obviously to the worst case scenario.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lorne Miller.
That video gets me every time. There's a lot more people here than I realized. Thank you. Thanks and gratitude have been an underlying theme for my life over the last couple years, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Thank you for this incredible opportunity to speak on such a historical and pivotal day in the cancer community. I'd like to take this chance to talk to you a little bit about what today means from a patient's perspective. When I got sick just over 2 years ago, I was overcome with feelings of fear, loneliness, uncertainty, agony, desperation, just to name a few. Those initial moments of darkness and despair are really difficult to describe. At that time, Lindsay and I were excelling in our careers. I was setting personal bests in workouts, and we had everything we'd ever asked for with our kids who were 5 and 2 at the time. After some mild abdominal discomfort and tests, I was told that I had a volleyball-sized tumor and it needed to come out right away. How is that possible? I was doing everything right. Healthy, active lifestyle, regular checkups, yet here I was. That first night, we didn't sleep at all. We just laid there. Hand in hand, with a million thoughts rushing through our minds. When our kids woke the next morning, we tried our best to maintain a sense of normalcy as we prepared them for their day. Meanwhile, Lindsay and I were barely hanging on. One of my initial fears with our kids being so young was that if this disease kills me, they won't be old enough to remember me, and they'll have to learn what kind of a dad I was from somebody else. This diagnosis brought me to my knees. Being face to face with your own mortality can be a very tough seat to sit in. And I remember one day staring aimlessly at myself in the mirror as I pondered my situation, only to have my pants tugged on by little August asking, "Daddy, why are you so sad?" When I refer to those dark thoughts and feelings that entombed my mind in the initial stages of this process, there is a single antidote for all of those things, and it's hope. Once I entered the cancer world with a rare and aggressive tumor, I desperately needed hope. Hope is what carried me through the darkest moments of my journey. It whispered in my ear when fear threatened to consume me, reminding me that there was still a path to be walked and a battle to be fought. Hope there would be world-class surgeons who would save my life not once, but twice in the last 2 years. Hope that there would be a dedicated medical oncologist who would search the world for the latest treatment options for someone in my situation, and that he would educate me on the hardest decision of my life on whether or not I should do chemotherapy. Hope there would be a compassionate nurse when I called looking for assistance as I navigated this process. Hope that I would find a community of fellow cancer warriors that would take my hand and guide me through the darkness and show me that there are people who beat these odds and are healthier, stronger versions of themselves because of it. I found all of those things. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful. This building that we stand in, this symbol of progress and possibility, represents the hope that I and countless others desperately needed. It stands as a testament to the triumph of teamwork and collective effort. It stands as a testament to the belief that, as Marc Messier says, no one wins alone. With this donation, hope finds a new home. It finds a place where research, innovation, and compassion converge to change and save lives for decades to come. Every brick, every room, every corridor within this building echoes with the promise of a brighter future. Hope that maybe, just maybe, this building will open a little bit sooner now. I'm looking at our AHS friends. No? Okay, that's fine. No problem. We'll be here when you're ready. No worries. It's okay. It's no problem. I'll be here. Hope is the gift we give to those who will follow in our footsteps. It is the light that illuminates the path for future patients, easing their burden and instilling the strength in them to persevere. We stand today, united in our gratitude, knowing that this act of kindness will bring solace to the hearts of countless individuals who have faced the challenges of cancer. To Mr. Jacobson and the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation, I extend my deepest gratitude. Your generosity has breathed life into the dreams and aspirations of countless souls. Your gift of hope will forever be etched on the walls of this cancer community. May this day serve as a reminder that hope is not just a word, but a force that can change lives. And on the most personal level, thank you. Because sometimes the helpers need help too. So let us continue to embrace hope as we move forward on this journey toward a world where cancer is nothing more than a distant memory. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad to see I'm not the only one crying here right now. That was just such an amazing, thank you for sharing that with us, Lauren. Honestly, it means the world for people to understand what does it look like, and that was a very courageous thing to do, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. So I'll try not to continue to cry here, but I just wanted you to know I am so grateful for all of you being here today. My name is Heather Culbert, and I am the co-chair, one of the co-chairs with Deborah Yedlin and John Osler of the campaign. And we are just so pleased that you're able to join us here today and experience this amazing building, these amazing people, the stories, the healthcare workers that are here to help us every step of the way. The amazing philanthropy that we see in this city is unparalleled, and I just have to say I am just truly thankful to all of you because I just know that you're here because you also have a passion for this. So thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it. So this incredible center, they're now calling the Arthur Child, will provide world-class treatments and access to leading-edge technologies and will change the lives of cancer patients like Lauren for generations to come. As echoed by the speakers you've heard today, on behalf of the Alberta Cancer Foundation, the University of Calgary, and the Alberta Health Services, I would like to once again thank the Arthur J. E. Child Foundation for its historic $50 million donation. With this transformational gift, I am proud to share that Own Cancer Campaign has now raised $177 million, which is tremendous. Our goal is to reach $250 million, and we are very, very hopeful and very positive that we will raise that by the time the doors open here in 2024 with everyone's help. So this is our chance to own cancer once and for all, and I'm so honored by the trust and support of Albertans that have joined us in this once-in-a-generation opportunity to transform cancer care and treatment. But we're not done yet. We will look forward to the Arthur Child officially opening in 2024, and of course, you know, we won't continue to kind of go when. We know that it will be done in a very, in a manner that fits the purpose of the building. So it will bring the full vision of the center to life through our campaign, we hope. We would like to invite all speakers to gather for a photo opportunity and join us for light refreshments. We will be facilitating media interviews with our speakers at the back of the room, and we'd ask media to start to make your way there in the back right-hand corner. If you're interested in joining us for a tour of this world-class cancer center, please make your way to the back of the room, and our staff, can you give us a wave back there? They're at the back of the room, thank you. And they will be ready to show you some of the highlights of the Arthur Child. Please join us for continued conversation and celebration of this momentous day for cancer patients in Calgary, Alberta, and Canada. And thank you for joining us today to make history in this fantastic city of ours. Thank you very, very much, everyone.